great team win. That's what we just talked about in there. Coming on the road, coming up here to Soldier Field against an undefeated team in their place. We wanted to come in here and play good in all three phases, and felt like this was, we didn't play perfect, but we played good. Defensively, obviously, a great day. Holding them down on offense in yards and holding them down in points. Really, the key stat there was, we talked about it all week, was we got to stop the run. For us, that's a big part of our formula, big part of our DNA. So credit to the defense for doing that. And that was just a great team effort. Good job by Flus and the staff. Great job by the players. And then hold them down to points. They got the one late. It was great. Offensively, we did some things. We ran the ball okay at times. We were close on a couple others. Third down, we were a little bit better. Obviously struggled in the red zone, but it was just one of those days. Really a credit to Chicago's defense. Chuck is a great coordinator. They got great personnel. They did a good job. But we made some plays, just missed on a couple. But we're close and made the plays that we had to win the game. And then Rob was 4 for 4 in field goals, made some plays on. We had, we're going up against the best returner in the league. We get a couple tackles inside the 20. So great job by our special teams unit. We just had the one injury. Darius had the groin. So we'll check his status out in the next couple days, but that's it.
All right, is that Kiefer? You want to start us off?
Frank, it's such a different feeling than after the first game in Jacksonville. You guys let Gardner Minshew go 19-20. You lose. The last 3 games have been probably as good of a defensive stretch as this team's had in 10 years. Did you see this coming, and were there any small changes or big changes that led to this?
Yeah, I really, I don't want to sound crazy, but I did see this coming. I've been so fired up about our defense from day one. The way we've looked in camp, I look at our personnel, I look at our coaches, I look at our schemes on defense. I think they fit our players. I felt good about our defense from day one. I felt like it was going to be really good. So it's early. They're playing great. It's 4 games into it, and the defense is, playing really, really good football right now. But we got to keep the pressure on. Obviously, we play an explosive offense next week, so that'll be a good test for us.
George Bremer.
Coach, really, for 3 years, you've talked about you've got to be able to win games in different ways, each week. Was today an example of that? It's kind of a hard-fought, different kind of game for you?
Yeah, no doubt. And you guys, might know me enough that there were a couple times there where, when we had the 4th and 1 early on, I'm normally going to go for that 9 times out of 10. But that's an example where, listen, I'm not just putting it on autopilot on every one of those decisions to go for when it's, 4th and really short. But I just felt like the way our defense was playing at that point early in the game and we had the lead, I just didn't want to create a momentum shift if for some reason we didn't make it on offense. And just had a lot of confidence in the defense, a lot of confidence in Rigo, punting him back down in there and then us getting a 3 and out and getting some position. Now they came out and made a play. They made a deep play, one of the few plays they made right there. But and then there were times where, the way I called it was just a little bit thinking this was just one of these games. As you said, it was a tough defensive game and, play smart, ran it on 3rd down a couple times, not trying to force it, down in there, run the clock and do that kind of stuff.
Andrew Walker.
Hey, Coach, real quick one, then actual question. Rock went down there late. Any idea what happened there with Rock?
No, actually, I have not heard yet.
Okay. And then I think you all have said how excited you were to watch Julian Blackmon's college film and knew he'd be a good fit here eventually. How impressed are you with just how quickly he's not only come back from surgery, but he's made a major impact on the defense? He was everywhere today.
Yeah, no, very excited about Julian's progress physically, mentally, in every way in our scheme. Just the way he is in the huddle, his presence. You feel the confidence from him. He's making plays. He's playing with a lot of confidence and a lot of conviction right now, and I just think it'll keep getting better. So he really adds a lot to our defense.
Joel Erickson.
Frank, how remarkable is it to have a defensive performance like that when you only have 1 sack and only 1 interception?
Yeah, that's this flavor of the game. Nick Foles did a good job of, getting rid of the ball at times and then not turning it over a whole bunch. So that's why, as you said, the tempo and the flavor of this game was a little bit different. And so you got to play that chess match. The defense, was holding them down. I thought we did it besides, the one play that I talked about, the one go ball they hit, and then the one they hit late. Besides that, I thought our defense did a good job of containing them, containing their pass game. But really the key for us was stopping the run. That because they got a good play action game. And so to be able to stop the run and kind of nullify the play action was a big help for us.
Stephen Holder.
Frank, you kind of alluded to this a little bit ago, that your play calling was impacted by the flow of the game. How is that push and pull for you? Just as a coach who is aggressive and prides yourself on that. Maybe not taking a shot, even though when you did a couple times it was successful. Can you just address that?
Yeah, no, it is a mix, and you can't. One of the things that you got to be careful not to do, you can't get a reputation for being aggressive and then let the reputation kind of be your guide. That's not the way to coach. And I always got to check myself on that. And then, so I really try to feel it out and do the best thing for the team, and it's not just about always being aggressive. And then we did hit, we had, we got a long pass interference on the one to TY. The other one that we missed there, in the fourth quarter, boy, it was going to be a big play to TY. What happened was he and Marcus Johnson were crossing down the field, and Marcus got pushed by a defender and kind of clipped TY's leg. Otherwise, and Phillip had already let go of the ball. That's going to be a 30 or 40-yard play. I mean, 9 times out of 10, we just got an unfortunate break there. So we had a few opportunities at shots, and I just thought Phillip did a good job. Within the game of the things that he could do and checks that he could make and where he went with the ball, I just thought he played really smart football. So, and that's what you have to do. You have to get a feel. You have to get a feel for how the game is going.
Kevin Bowen.
Frank, I guess going back to Steven's question a little bit, is this the most confident you've been in your defense since you've been here?
No doubt. We've got a lot of confidence in our defense, and it starts with those guys up front. DeForest is playing good. They're playing good. We're playing good defensive football, and again, I think Flus and the defensive coaching staff are doing a great job with those guys. But really, it's about what the players are doing. That they're buying in, they're playing for each other. They're playing smart. We're playing smart football. We're not just playing tough football. So that's a big part of it, and being smart in situations. And that being said, we still got to find ways to get better. Like I said, we got a lot of good teams, a lot of explosive offenses that we're going to play that are really going to put us to the test. But these are the kind of games that we feel like we got a defense that can dominate, and you need to dominate some games. So if you got that kind of defense.
Mike Wells.
Hey, Frank, to continue on this defensive theme, can you just talk more about your defense? You lose one of the premier linebackers in the NFL late in the first half, and then you guys still, I think at one point the Bears had -3 yards, late in the third quarter. Just the overall unit that it's not all about just one guy. That you guys have put together a complete package that you're deep enough to be able to plug in guys when necessary. Yeah,
no doubt. And we talk about it all the time. I know everybody knows this team. There's no stars, right? There's great players. Darius is a great player, but we like to talk about there are no stars. Talking to the defense the other day, was kidding around, telling a story about that. Stars are in the sky kind of deal. We don't want any stars. We want great players. We want to be a great team. We want to be a great team, and that means that each unit is playing as a team. And so, you can lose a guy like Darius and still get that kind of performance. It's a credit to the players, credit to Chris Ballard and his staff, for the kind of depth that we have that we can, when we get a guy hurt, can step in and play and still play that well.
All right, we'll go one more. Jim Mallow.
Hey, Frank, I just wondered about, I know it's been the win to win, but level of concern about the run game. It looked like it was After the knees, it's under 3 yards a carry, but before that, it was just above 3. Any concern there?
No concern. I mean, we got to get better. We got to get better. I'm not concerned. They're a good defense. And they schemed us up a couple times. And we had a couple long runs. We had 2 long runs called back because of penalty. That we don't need those penalties, right? We don't need to. I think they were legitimate calls too, but we don't need those 2 for those long runs. Those are going to be long runs. And then we had a couple others, to be honest with you. We had 2 other runs where we slipped, or they're massive. It might be another 50 yards of rushing. So when you look at it, when I look at it from that perspective, I'll go back and look at the film, and we had 100 yards rushing or whatever we did. And I think we left some out there. So I'm not concerned. I know how good our offensive line is. We just got to keep working at it.